God. I'm here with the Atlantis Leviathans. Fellas, this is a different version of the roster than last time I got to speak with this team. And I think we know what the difference is. It's like one big different name. You're thinking it's Kenneth.
Yeah.
Who are you thinking?
I don't know, man.
You have no idea. Look, let's not beat around the bush. Pandacat's back in the league. What was it? 6 months you were gone, or was it a little bit longer than that?
I mean, I don't know if you're kind of like the SEC little hiatus I had.
I won't actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you should. I think from January to September, so to speak.
And you were spending that time out in New York. We talked about it briefly. You got a realtor license, right?
That's right.
How does that happen? Like, what attracted you to that? Like, what lines that up?
I've always kind of wanted to do something with person to person kind of like communication. I feel like my communication skills are pretty good, and I kind of just said in my Discord. I got my my Pandacat Discord whatever, and I was like, yo guys, I'm probably gonna be taking a step away from Smite and stuff, and considering doing some realting. And I had some really nice people reach out to me and give me some help and some information. And then I don't know, I just took a course, passed the course, and then I passed the state exam. So
that's so fast. Is it really? Is it just
it wasn't
in New York?
that fast actually. Yeah, it's just in New York.
Okay.
Real estate license. I think there's like some bordering state laws where like I can sell or buy in Connecticut, and I think PAs are bordering New York. I don't know. I'm bad at geography.
Yeah, PAs.
But,
sure.
Like you can't have a New York license and be a realtor in like Florida and stuff. You have to do separate licenses.
All right, adapting. Help us out, because Europeans are always telling me how good they are at geography. What borders New York? Quick.
I mean, it's definitely Connecticut.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, I'm great at North American geography.
Ronnie, you got us? Yeah, me either, man. I mean, there's so many
Connecticut,
states.
and I know that's for a fact. The other ones I don't care about if there's other ones.
Yeah, there's like the New England states. I consider all those bordering each other, but maybe I shouldn't.
It's all the same.
Let's talk about Smite just a little bit, because I have to. That's the name of the game here. 3-0 up against the Jade Dragons, and a convincing 3-0 at that. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, well, for example, in my personal experience coming to the Dragons, I feel like they were good in the tournament, but I had this feeling where they were gonna do like well in the tournament, just like phase one. They did well in tournament, and then the regular phase they were like not as great as they show. So like just like how we scream, we take the Warriors to 5 games. They take the Warriors to 5 games, I guess too. But I just felt confident because I knew we had the good matchups, we had the strategy, we got a good comp, so it was just like a 3-0 easy. To be honest.
Did you have to do any like specific prep for the Dragons, knowing that they've got, what's the most diplomatic way to word this? Just freak drafts, just completely different stuff. Like, was there a night in scrims where you're thinking, man, I'm gonna ask whoever we're scrimming to play Athena mid, just so I can see like what it looks like.
Nah, I mean, the thing is, I think we already scrimmed them before the tournament, so we already knew a little bit about this, and we're like, there's no way they're gonna pick this stuff. And
They
then
practiced the Athena mid against us.
Yeah, exactly. And then they played it, and I'm like, okay. We already kind of knew like what they had in their locker. So
Yeah.
we just, we weren't too worried about the Athena mid per se, but like with Dardes, he has like his pocket picks that he always likes that no one else really practices. So we just made sure to like get rid of that, and then it was just see how it goes.
Fair enough. Do you think that maybe some of those Dragons picks, because clearly you guys had answers for it. It was very clear that you came into that set with a strategy. Do you think that those picks are like have legs, or is that something they can do throughout the year and it's not going to be an issue? Or do you think maybe that first week goes so well for them because no one had seen what they were doing yet?
I mean, if you look at the Sunday sets, you can already tell they've kind of fallen back to more traditional style of drafting and playing. They have Dardes on Raijin, and they're not really trying to be too wild card of a team. I think that's it's a valuable asset to have as a team, to kind of be able to go to that like strategy where nobody knows what you're going to play, where it's going, and everything's flexed and all that. But I think it's also very important to have very good and strong set fundamentals where you can play all the the good things that are actually good. So I think they've already probably had a team talk, and they're like, yo, Dardes, you got to play the drum guy.
Hop on the Raijin, please.
It's not a hard god, but
He did play it and lost on it as well.
that's what I'm saying. He popped off, so I'm sure there was some like internal discussion, like, yo, we can't keep like losing picks and bans to this.
Yeah, we can't keep giving it to Nika, right? We got to get that in the mid lane.
Yeah, keep it away from it.
Definitely.
All right, so that's the Dragon set. Unfortunately, we got one more set we got to talk about from last week. It's the Ferrymen set. A 3-0 for them, but Not exactly a convincing 3-0 there. I mean, games 1 and 2 were super back and forth. Game 2 obviously looked like it was your game. Game 3, you were telling me, Pandacat, that it looked like a winning position. What do you think's going on in that set? Like, you've got some time to digest it. What really cost you those games?
Communication is what I would say. Oh wait, is the question directed to Panda?
Is it the whole room? Communication? Well, you can start there.
Communication's a good
Yeah,
one.
no, I would say communication was like the major downfall of us because we made a lot of bad decisions, but that's because we had so many like jittery calls. Where like usually like we don't have a lot of like voices like trying to speak like all at once and all making calls at once. Usually people like provide information and then like, you know, we'll make a call together, or like I make a call, Ronny makes a call, kind of thing. But it was just like everyone's like, oh, can we do this? Can we do this? I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go in. We're gonna dash.
Yeah.
And then it's like everyone's like kind of like confused. Like, okay, like what are we doing here? Are we like pushing? Are we sieging? Are we fighting? And then that's how we like through game 2, for example, like we made so many bad decisions in a row, and it was all because we were just like so many people just speaking at once. It was just a like kind of like stressed environment. I'm not sure why we were like that.
Was it maybe, the Ferrymen have been doing very well recently? Were you perhaps like a little bit nervous going into that set, or?
I don't know if anyone was nervous.
No.
I definitely wasn't. So
I don't even know if it was the frequency of the comms. It was the hecticness more than anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a lot of people were speaking, but like Shinta was just peeking in my ear. I'm not kidding. Like that guy was just so loud. And
You could just reach over, turn them down.
I was at like the position where if I turned anymore, I went mute. So like
Still too loud.
yeah, and it was on the first like click possible, and I'm like, you have to move your mic away. Like it was just so loud. Like the first thing anything happens, and I was like, oh my god. I mean. Like some of those times I'm just guys like we have to just relax a little bit, like this game's winnable, like we could do this, or like we could do this or this and that, and it's like just try to keep nice and calm.
I think we did a listen and we actually heard you say chill a few times. You're like, chill.
I mean, I was trying to say it the whole time, like because it's good to write off of like wins and stuff and keep the emotions high, but it's also important to like focus back in and hone on like what are we supposed to do next, more than just like we destroy those guys, cool, like now what? You have to figure out what your next, couple steps are. So I think that was kind of a big deal. Also, I wanted to say that the Ferrymen did get to watch every single set and not show any of their like picks or anything, which is obviously a pretty advantageous position for them. And it's also week 1 of the league, so everyone's got their own different metas developed. So like in terms of like how perfect of a week 1 those guys could have gotten, I think they kind of had it line up exactly how anybody would want. You get to see everybody play. You don't show anything. You get to compare your strats. They're also like the one team in the league that kind of is like a wild card team as well, where like Aurora might just show up on my purple buff before the game's even started.
That guy's a monster.
I wouldn't even know what's going on. So like you might overthink there a little bit, like things like that. So
was it the Ferrymen that did that really unique jungle start as well, right? Was that
it was the Dragons.
That was
the Dragons. Okay.
What? It was Zap, no?
Oh, it was Ravens.
It was the Ravens. That's right. That's right.
Ravens.
Ravens did like the Kama
Duo. Jungle to duo.
Yeah, I don't know what that start did for them. But.
Dude, I watched it back and I'm thinking to myself, all it did was mix around where they were. It didn't really change up their farm or anything like that.
I didn't ask any questions.
Yeah.
They want to do that against us whenever they play us?
Go for it. What did you think it was, Ronnie? What was happening in the set?
The Ravens strat or our set?
Yeah, your set.
Oh, our set. Well, yeah, I think like obviously the comms were a bit of our downfall there, but also I feel like we were so forced to like do stuff when us as a team we have a talk about how to play certain moments. I don't know, Gold Fury lanes, whatever, and we just weren't respecting those like talks that we had. We just like trying to win, but like in a rushing way. Like we weren't respecting our fundamentals. We were just rushing decisions. We weren't like deciding. We were just like, I don't know, just it was like a rank game in my opinion. That's it for us.
Yeah, just got swept up a little bit, right?
Yeah,
that's happened to me in the past as well. You're just like playing, everybody's riding high, everybody's like communicating, and everyone's thinking like, yo, I'm playing really well right now, I'm saying everything I need to say, but it's also that's not how you practice, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. That's it for the Smite talk, I think, fellas. We can go ahead and loosen up a little bit. We heard from Pandacat at the top what he's been doing in his off season, what he would be doing if he wasn't playing Smite right now, and it's Realtor in New York, which is dope, by the way.
Thank you.
Ronnie, where you at? Smite's gone right now. You got to go home. What are you doing?
I was thinking like probably going back to Mexico and keep my university career that I was doing. I was studying international business, in Mexico. So I can maybe go back to that or just go to Peru. I don't know, maybe open something or study to see, right?
That's awesome. Which part of Mexico are you from?
It was near Monterrey.
Okay. I'm so bad at geography. It turns out. I was hoping like Mexico City. Say Mexico City.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of from the front of the United States and Mexico.
Oh, like on the border?
Yeah, okay. But it's not in the border. It's like, here's the border. It's like here,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So if you finish that degree, what kind of work would you do with it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Same answer I get from like every English major out there, everyone who's majoring and stuff like that. What about you adapting? What's the plan? Because I know you've also taken a large hiatus from the SBL in the past. What were you doing, and would you go back to it?
I started studying like computer science. So maybe do that, or I don't know, try and get some work experience and something. I'm not sure what. Like whatever seems fitting.
Oh, I got an idea. I'm gonna open a Chick-fil-A in Peru.
Ooh, would it be the first one in Peru?
Yeah, there's no.
Oh, dude, it's over. It's over then. You're literally the richest man on the planet.
Hopefully.
I've never seen a CFA not have a double wrapped line. I swear. The only reason you don't eat there is because the line's too long. Like that's just how it is.
Oh, actually, something I've thought about is just doing like online coaching, because I've been asked to do this for like from a lot of people, not just Smite, but like other games too.
Yeah.
So I'd like to try that. See if that's fun.
I think even just having a competitive background in any game, like you learn how to get good at a video game, you learn what it is like to work in like a team dynamic and how to interact with each other. So there's just a lot of transitive skill there that I think, I mean, you even see it with like professional gamers in general. They go on and they play another game and they're good at that one immediately. I mean, I've watched your Apex streams and you go absolutely wild back in the day. So for sure. What is it exactly that appeals you to that? Is it that you just want to stay in the esports space, or just something you're good at?
I guess probably both. I just think it's fun, and I think it would be fun and rewarding, to try and help other people improve. Because I kind of have the mindset that in most games, like a lot of people are just they can improve so much more than they realize. A lot of it is just down to like decision making. Mechanics you can always work on and improve, but like decision making plays such a huge part of it, and a lot of people just don't seem to realize how much like the decisions can impact, how far they can progress in like ranked, etc. And even competitive, of course, especially competitive. That's where like decision making is the biggest kind of skill difference.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people don't even like. They're saying they want to improve, but they're just like grinding. They're just kind of doing the same thing over and over instead of thinking critically.
Exactly.
Let's get a question, because I think this is a team that is uniquely in a position to answer this. What's it like being in America? And I'll start with you, Ronnie, because you guys have such unique perspectives, being from Latin America and from Europe, and I believe you're first generation as well, right?
I was born in Ukraine.
Born in Ukraine. So yeah, well, I would love to hear the perspective from that. I love it. And if you want to talk smack on America, feel free. The Kings do it nonstop.
Well, my first impression about America, I mean, it wasn't like the best because it was COVID, so I was like just locked out, unfortunately. But later on, I was like, I like the houses. I think like a lot of green, but I don't know if it's Atlanta or our zone, Florida or whatever. I feel kind of safe, to be honest, but then you read the news and it's not as bright as it gets.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I haven't like get like any like comments or like whatever or etc. Right? I feel like it's safe. You got a lot of opportunities if you want, and there's nice people too. And it's like I would have thought like Americans are rude, but like for example, back in my country, you don't get like people open your door for like random. Here, I think if you're someone behind, you're just holding it for him.
Yeah, that doesn't happen really.
No, in my country, I don't think it really happened. So I think that's kind of nice by Americans that they do that, and they're very independent by low age too. So I feel like they have good education, but I mean, I'm not saying all of them, right? Like there's bad people in the world, but from what I see, I think America is like a decent place to like work and maybe grow as a person.
How's the food?
Yeah, we can talk about it later, no? Yeah, the food, I mean, I don't really like the American food, but maybe because...
In Georgia, you're making some enemies. Georgians are so proud of their food, I think.
Well, I don't even know what's the Georgia food, to be honest.
I don't know. Chick-fil-A?
That
was here, yeah. First one was here.
Well, I mean...
What's their best invention?
What is Georgia's best invention?
I said
No,
Chick-fil-A was the
Chick-fil-A
best
is.
selection.
Oh, it is. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, yeah, we cooked.
Well, I mean, I just came from like a country where there's a lot of like flavor, and here I just have like chicken in a
with salt and pepper.
With salt and pepper, yeah.
No,
which is not bad, but it's not gonna like super impress me, you know.
Fair enough. What about you adapting? What are your thoughts now? Because you've even lived here for a while, left, got to come back as well. So you've got like a really unique take on it, I'm sure.
I mean, I think it's okay. I think it like where I live now is a lot nicer than where I used to live, because before, the one thing with America is that if you don't have a car, it's really difficult
Dude,
to get
it's
around.
impossible.
Because you don't have that much public transport. Maybe if you live in like the actual like town, like the city. But then, you know, most places you live, you need a car to get anywhere. And so I find that very annoying when you don't like, if I want to get anywhere, I'm like, well, I don't really want to get an Uber, because an Uber is going to cost me like...
So expensive.
It gets so expensive so fast. Like, I just want to go somewhere short. Like, if it's not in like walking distance, then I just end up not going like anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the things I don't like. But I mean, I think it's fine, you know, like I enjoy, like, yeah, I'm fine living here. There's nothing too bad. I just hate the fact that like I don't really know what would happen if I somehow got like sick or like I hurt myself.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a major
terrified.
concern.
This like for a European as well. I'm like terrified. Like, okay, if I have to go to the hospital, then like I'd probably just try and get to Sweden first.
Check the flights home first,
Yeah,
right?
I would probably just fly home with a broken leg, then have to pay like my life fortune to...
Hey, you'd be able to board the plane first, you know? They let you on first. That's nice.
But luckily, it's not something you should have to worry about most of the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's just like something that's in the back of your mind, you know, sometimes you're like, oh shit.
Oh, I hope nothing happens. What about the food? How does it compare to back home?
Food is so weird here. I feel like, I mean, like you can get a lot of nice food and stuff like that, and there's so much like delivery and everything like that.
Oh, you never have to leave your house if you don't want to.
If you're a pro gamer, that is so easy to like, you know, you just finish scrims like, oh man, I'm a bit tired. I guess
I'm tired.
a little tired. Just order some food, eat it. Maybe I eat it in bed, you know?
Yeah,
It's just efficient.
just get a little bit. I mean, I get Panda Express.
Okay.
Like 2 meals out of one of their meals, basically, because there's such
Fair.
big portions.
Yeah, if you get the big
But-
tray too, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, in America. I feel like the portions are so big, and if you're like me, who likes to overindulge, like I have
Oh
to...
yeah,
stop myself.
I'm like you, bud. Trust
Yeah,
me.
but it's so easy, right? And then like you have like massive portions. I have to really... Like I have to stop myself and be like, okay, this is enough now, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's not eat till you're full. It's eat till you've had enough, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Panda? How are things in America? I mean, you came here when you were young, if
Yeah, I've
I
lived here all my
understand.
life, so
Okay,
I don't
basically.
really have any like
No.
crazy input.
Do you ever go back home?
No.
No? I
Kind of a
mean,
dangerous
recently,
time right now.
yeah, it's tough right now for sure.
No, I mean maybe one day I'll go home, but from what I understand, like Ukraine doesn't really entail too much. Like it's kind of just like from where my parents are from, like farmland and all that stuff. Like pretty.
Oh, like open area.
Yeah, like pretty
Flyover
chill.
state style.
Yeah, it's not like nothing crazy, not like Moscow or anything. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll go one day just to see what my parents grew up with, but I don't even know if that's gonna be possible in this lifetime.
Yeah. No, it's crazy out there, and you've been spoiled by like essentially the best America has to offer, like out in New York. Are you from NYC? Like what area? What part of the?
I
New
grew up
York?
in the Bronx.
Okay.
And we moved to Westchester when I was 8.
No clue what a Westchester is.
It's like 30 minutes outside the city.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm like 40 from Queens, Brooklyn. So
Okay.
I'm like right next to all the boroughs.
God bless. Yeah, I don't get to say anything cool like that. Like when I talk about where I'm from, like, yeah, I'm from Tennessee. That's the one above us right now, and they got nothing but country music and maybe like some fried chicken if you're into it.
I mean, yeah, I moved here when I was young, and then we lived in the Bronx for a while. I went to like some private school, some Greek school. I learned a little.
Really?
I don't remember one word.
Not a single word.
I think Yayu, maybe. I think that's grandpa.
Yeah, you. Dude, that's cool.
That's pretty much it. And then yeah, like we had some family friends lived in Westchester, and it's like a much more like chill, like suburban area and stuff. So we just moved there.
There you have it. That's been a short biography. Oh wait, how's the food? We gotta ask. I mean, you got nothing to compare it to. It seems
I
like.
don't really know. compare. Like, if I don't have anything to compare, I mean, I went to Sweden actually.
Oh,
for that Smite tournament back in.
Please, Sammy, tell me Sweden food's bad so we can dunk on it after.
I don't really. No, it was good. It was good. I think it was good. Very chill. Sweden was beautiful, but yeah, I don't really have too much of a comparison. So I don't know. Food's pretty good. It's really bad for you, but it's pretty good.
Okay. Well, that's it. Brief biographies and a brief rundown with the last week's sets with the Leviathans. Stay tuned. We probably have some more stuff coming up next.